Hi, I'm Paul. I'm from Outside TV. Today we are going to have a conversation with Azim to talk about conquering Everest. So, hi Azim, welcome to Outside TV or welcome to Singapore.
Hello, namaste.
Namaste. So, conquering Everest. Today we're going to spend some time to talk about this book. Very happy to see you and also happy to see this book finally. I've read the book. So tell us, what made you write this book and when?
Okay, so first of all, thanks to outside having me inside of the outside today. So when conquering Everest, actually, from my point of view, I rarely use the conquering words because it's a very
It's a big word.
big words, but to show, to let us the readers know that going for Everest is not really easy task, a really easy job. So the conquer means you need to fight, but not fighting with other people. You actually fighting with yourself. So you need to conquer one place. That is, we need to fight, we need to work hard to make sure that we can get to that place. So when I want to write the book from the beginning, but at that time I don't know how until when I come back from Everest, I have a chance to meet in person with the Sultan of Kedah, the king.
By the way, Azim is from Kulim.
Kulim.
Kulim, Kedah.
Yeah.
Which is the same state where I was born or where I was from. I'm from Alostar, Kedah. That's why we had a bit of connection. We call ourselves Kedahan.
Yes. So after the meet for 2 hours with the king, then the king said, why don't you write a book?
Also, it was the Sultan that
Yes.
suggested this.
Yes, the ideas, of course, I have the ideas in the first place, but what makes me like, I want to write
For him
this
to
book.
push.
Then, of course, I do some research on the publisher and everything. Then it came to
Okay.
reality.
Do you think it's in life we always need some people to push us to do something, right?
Yes,
I
because
mean, we always dream something, but we need someone to really push us to do something.
to dream is free,
Yes.
but
To make it happen.
to make it happen, we need to wake up and do the right things.
Okay. Conquering is such a big word, like you say. Conquering the big mountain. So on a daily basis, this word, for you, how do you conquer yourself on the daily basis or when you do projects?
In the first place, I will put in the paper, Everest die. So in the first place, but that is why we need to do our own study. Everest, is it doable for me? Is it doable for others? What is the risk? What I'm going to go through? So that is how I determine okay, I think it's time for me, because why Everest is not because I'm a mountain climber. No, I never climb mountains until I am 18 years old.
Okay.
My early childhood is hockey. I represent Kedah for 5 years for hockey. I want to go further. I want to play for Malaysia. But at the age of 16 years old, I was hit by my friends in a school competition of hockey that I having the anterior cruciate ligament.
Yes, I read about that part.
Yes, ACL.
So when I read that part, knowing you because you didn't climb Everest, and then when I read that book beginning, you had an injury before when you were
Yes.
young. And I said, you still be able to do it.
Yes. So that is when I undergone the surgery.
How is it now? Does it affect you?
17 years old, yes. It's affected in my mind because we have been having the pain before.
Okay.
I know how pain is it. So I always take extra care.
Okay.
So that is why the Everest came into the picture. When I climb the mountains, I also want to go to the highest place, the highest mountains. Then it comes to Everest.
Okay, we'll talk about Everest much later.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the book. The book, in the beginning of the book, I kind of read the book, and the book kind of like come into different parts. Let's talk about the first part. Your first part, you focus a lot on your background, your growing up, your family especially. Let's just start from there. No, so being a kampung boy, you know, we're a kampung boy. From a kampung boy to reach his milestone, an Everest Summiteer, to be in the book, in the record. How does it feel? When you go back to Alostar and people see you differently?
Yes, as a kampung boy, it's a really kampung. Even we are kampung than Alutstar. Why? Is because I have a chance to meet with the Tun Dr. Mahathir.
Oh, when was that?
2012, 2015, many
Okay.
times after the Everest and before the Everest and after the Everest.
And you also said that you actually met Tun Mahathir during your first climb in the base camp in Kathmandu.
Yes, yes. So, Tun as a Kedahan also, he said
Yes.
like, where you from? So I said like, Tun, I'm from Kulim, Kedah. Then he said like, wah, very southern part of Kedah. Means very kampung. So to be a kampung boy, can go to the Everest. It makes me like, in the first place, like a superstar. But after a while, I didn't say it's a superstar, but is one of the best moment in my life as kampung boy, because usually you want to go to Everest, you are from a big city. So I'm from Kedah, Kampung. I need to work hard for the Everest.
Okay, being a Everest Summiteer, it must have shaped you. So you know you carry the title every day now. You live your life in every day with the title. How does that title carry or impact your daily life now? Is all about Everest for you? And how does it impact your life?
It always makes me want to inspire more people, not to climb the Everest only to climb, but I want to let them know that there is Everest in everybody.
Yes.
In my story is Everest is the Mount Everest, but for all people they have their own Everest. The way to achieve the Everest is the same for everybody, that is work hard, work smart.
Dream the impossible.
Yes.
And you talk about at the beginning of the book, spend a lot of time writing, talk about your family. You have very close relationship with your mother. Climbing Everest is a very dangerous activity. In knowing that, and you're so close with your family, how do you balance the two, knowing that one part is super dangerous, on the other part you still have a family, you're close to. How do you balance the two, that between the risk and the love, because anything can happen, right?
I'm quite lucky to have a family, a mother that is very supportive. So when I'm doing the Everest in the first place, yes, my mother do ask me like, oh, it's dangerous, Azim, you really want to go, but what if something happens? So that is the time that I explained to my mother. My mother is a teacher, so.
So you think because of that she's a bit more aware and more understanding and more supportive in that sense?
Yes, I think because as a teacher and actively netball herself, also is very active in sports before. So that is my view is that is why my mother is understandable and very supportive, and that is why I continue working hard and work smart for the Everest. And there is a time also because of my mother, I want to stop the Everest.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. There's some part in the book,
Yes.
you spend a lot of time talking about that. We will get to them later.
Yeah.
you're also a very religious person. Throughout the book, you know, you have a few quotes, especially when you reach a summit, you have a quote. So how does the religion play a part in your expedition, in this dream, during the dangerous activities? How does religion play a part in that?
Okay, for me, I didn't say that I'm very a religious person, but for me, my principles is if I cannot do all, I cannot live all. We bring the oxygen, we bring everything, but we know anything can happen.
So do you feel that raising all this fund, I'm sure it's a lot of pressure for you, carry that burden. So do you feel that forever you're indebted to them, to this fundraising, to some of the big corporations, or even some private individuals that you know, that you indebted to them, you forever owe them something?
Yes, as a person, when a person helps you, of course, for me, I will feel like he helped me when nobody is believing in me. So, but in another way, in other ways is not only like, oh, he helped me so much, thank you, and so on. So that's why I put all the person who are helping me and my team in the books,
Okay.
in the writings, because that is the way, like how we want to appreciate.
Okay. Do you feel now that it's about time for you to also give back?
Yes, this is
In what way you want to give back?
when I come back to Malaysia, I teach mountaineering in university, do lots of road tour to the students, from the small students to the university students, on the experience, on what they can get the experience from me, which maybe that is something bad decision that I do that can be a good revision for them.
So now let's talk about Everest, the exciting part of the book, the Everest journey. But before we get into that, so since we're talking about the charity and the fundraising part, so we'll cut short. You did 3 attempts. You didn't succeed the first 2 attempts. We can explain that later. But because of that, you come back, the first 2 trips didn't succeed, and the money that you have raised and all that, people expected a lot from you. I think over conversation, I heard you say that some, also got some negative feedback, people are not very happy about it and all that. So how did you take it, all this negative feedback, when you come back, not able to succeed?
So for me, it's very simple.
Do you constantly read all this?
A basin I can close. A basin I can close. People mouth I cannot close. So what I do is, what I learn is, the first thing, we must take care of the stakeholder first. So the stakeholders for Everest is the sponsors. The sponsors, they need the explanation. When the 2014, why it does not happen is because of the avalanche. The Nepal government have a notice, official, from the government. So that is, we document, we have the videos and everything, we send first to the sponsors. And of course, I cannot close people's mouth. So we make sure the stakeholders is not in the question like, oh, what happened, why? So that one,
first.
yeah, stakeholder first. Then we go for social media for people. But for people, it's very simple. I explain, they don't want to take it, what I can do.
Okay. The quote, the basin can close, mouth cannot open, that's a very good quote.
Azim, all people said, try 3 times. If after 3 times, maybe that is not meant for you.
Fated.
Yes.
Okay, So, how, having experienced Everest, it must be a big, you carry this weight with you. Every day you carry this title with you. How does Everest define you as a person now?
For me, I always don't want people like this. I don't want people like, wow, he's the Everest Summiteer. Then actually the Everest on my shoulder is big. If I do something like stupid things, then Everest Summiteer also like that lah. So it's better for me to stay down,
Right.
stay humble. When it's time for me to share about Everest, I'll share.
Okay. So it's good for you. You are very fortunate because you have a group of friends and family to support you, to encourage you. For people who have less friends or less support, it's going to be very tough.
Yeah, I would say not necessarily like that, because you don't have a bunch of friends. You need a very good quality of friends. Maybe you have 2, 3, 4, 5, but they are very good quality of friends. You may have 1,000 friends, but 999% is only with you because of maybe you have a car, maybe you can have a hoo-ha with them.
To train for Everest, Malaysian does not have high mountain, doesn't have big mountains. The highest Kinabalu. Training in Malaysian mountain is very different from Himalaya. How did you even, between the training in Malaysia to the actual climb to Everest, in between that, did you try different mountains, big mountains? How did you train yourself? How did you prepare yourself for the big mountain?
Okay. I proposed to the UTM. I go for France for mountaineering school. We have been to 6,000 meters, but some people say like 6,000 meters doesn't mean anything. You just trek or climb, but the knowledge. So I go for mountaineering school. It's all about how you want to be a mountain climber properly. You will have the classroom. You will have the introduction to mountaineering. What is all about mountains, safety, medical, preparation. So that is where proper education was taught to me.
Yeah, again, that was just mentioned, you need someone to push you, right?
Yes.
Do you think climb Everest need a special training?
Yes. You need to have a specific
Even though for someone who climb, like you say, 6,000, 5,000, but it's different. You need special training.
yes, because 8,000 meters will be another world where humanity, maybe we can say, is a cruel. Means nobody is coming for you. 6,000 meters, helicopter can come for you. What I really want to say to all the who want to go for the big mountain is, we must prepare on the risk that we want to take. Everest, you go, is a 50-50. Means you are coming back or you will stay there forever.
Do you think we need education, or what kind of education do you think we need for outdoor in Malaysia?
It depends on the terrain. Means we need to know that our terrain first. We need to adapt with our risk. Then going for Everest, we need to also need to know what is the risk. So what I mean is, whichever place that you want to know, you want to go, we need to study first. And the proper way is, you need to have a people who been there. They can give your guidelines, do and don'ts.
Thank you, Azim. So everybody, go and, if you want to know more about Azim or know more about Everest, this book is out, Conquering Everest. Check out this book, Conquering Everest. It's out now in Malaysia, so you can get it from Malaysia and Singapore, or you can check out online. You also can find out more about Mountains Malaysia or climb Everest via Peak Journey. Check out Peak Journey's Facebook page, or you can contact Azim.
So for those who want to have digital experience, you can also visit my TikTok, Instagram, and also YouTube. There is so many things that are there for you to see, which is Azim Afif on the Instagram, and also you can see the TikTok on the Azim Everest. You can see the Cam 1, Cam 2, Cam 3, Cam 4, and so many mountains story inside that.